At a time when God's people lived in the land God gave them, they were called the Israelites. They lived together as families. They worked their fields, cared for animals, and gathered to worship God. God loved them and wanted them to trust Him every day. Nearby lived another group of people called the Philistines. The Philistines were strong fighters. They trusted in their weapons, their armor, and their size. They believed that being bigger and stronger made them powerful. The Israelites trusted God, but sometimes fear made them forget how strong God truly is. One day, the Philistines gathered their army to fight the Israelites. When the Israelites heard this, they gathered their own army too. Their king was named Saul. King Saul was tall and strong, but even he felt worried. The two armies camped on opposite hills with a wide valley between them. The valley was quiet and everyone waited. Then something unusual happened. Instead of the whole Philistine army coming forward, one man stepped out alone. His name was Goliath. Goliath was very tall and very strong. He wore heavy armor that shone in the sunlight. He carried a large spear and a sword. When he walked, his steps were heavy. When he spoke, his voice was loud and confident. Every morning and every evening, Goliath walked into the valley and shouted toward the Israelites, "Choose one man to fight me. If he wins, we will serve you. If I win, you will serve us." The Israelites felt afraid. They looked at how big Goliath was. They looked at his weapons. They forgot to look at God. Even King Saul felt afraid. For 40 days, morning and evening, Goliath repeated his challenge. And every time, no one stepped forward. While the army stood still in fear, far away from the battlefield lived a young boy named David. David was the youngest son in his family. While his older brothers were soldiers in the army, David stayed home to take care of his father's sheep. David was a shepherd. He led the sheep to green grass and fresh water. He watched over them carefully. When danger came, David did not run away. When a lion or a bear tried to attack the sheep, David trusted God and protected them. God helped David keep the sheep safe. Each time God helped him, David learned something important. Trusting God in small moments helps us trust Him in bigger ones. David spent many quiet hours in the fields. He talked to God. He prayed. He sang songs. David learned to trust God even when no one else was watching. One day, David's father, Jesse, called him. "David," he said, "your brothers are with the army. Take this food to them and bring me news of how they are doing." David obeyed right away. He left the sheep with another shepherd and set out early in the morning. When David arrived at the army camp, he heard loud voices. Soldiers were standing in rows, but their faces looked worried. Then David heard Goliath. David listened as Goliath shouted and made fun of the Israelites. David was surprised that everyone felt afraid. "Why is no one doing anything?" David asked. "Who is this Philistine that he should speak against God and his people?" Some soldiers laughed at David because he was young. Others told him to stay quiet. But David remembered God. He remembered how God had helped him before. David knew that God was bigger than any giant. Soon, David was brought before King Saul. "You are only a boy," Saul said. "Goliath has been a warrior for many years." David answered calmly. "When I take care of my father's sheep," David said, "and a lion or a bear comes, God helps me protect them. The same God will help me now." David was not being proud. He was remembering what God had already done. King Saul listened carefully. "Go," he said. "May God be with you." King Saul tried to help David by putting his own armor on him, but the armor was heavy and David could not move well. "I cannot wear this," David said kindly. "I am not used to it." David took off the armor. He walked down to a stream and chose 5 smooth stones. He placed them in his pouch. He picked up his sling and his shepherd's staff and walked into the valley. The soldiers watched quietly. Goliath saw David coming and laughed. "You come to fight me with a stick?" Goliath said. David did not shout back. He did not turn away. David said, "You come with sword and spear, but I come trusting God. The battle belongs to God." David ran forward. He placed a stone in his sling, swung it through the air, and let it go. The stone struck Goliath on the forehead. Goliath fell to the ground. After this, David served King Saul. He played music to calm him. David's life was not always easy, but he continued to trust God. In time, God made David king, just as he promised. God cares about what is in our hearts. David was small, but he loved God and trusted him. Being brave does not mean we are never scared. Being brave means trusting God even when we feel scared. God is bigger than any problem. No problem is too big for God. When we trust God, He helps us. God helped David, and He helps us too. Children matter to God. God can use anyone, even kids, to do good things.